Now, bringing it back to this game, actually, New Vegas, obviously the game that we're playing currently. If you notice, it's a pretty short beginning. So you're in Doc Mitchell's house, hut, whatever you want to call it, more of a house, I guess. And you're in there. You go to you go to the special machine. You have like a little interview with him. He talks to you about your health and blah blah blah, and then you're done. But in Bethesda games, or more specifically in the Bethesda Fallout game in Fallout 3, they kind of did the whole vault backstory and all that, and they seem to be doing that, or they are definitely doing that in Fallout 4 with the pre-war, and then you go into the vault, and then something happens in the vault, and then you emerge 200 years later, and we obviously don't know what's in that big blank of what happened in the vault. But are you a fan of this type of game, or this is more pick up and play? Like, you could literally create a character, and you're already here. In Fallout 4, I guarantee you'd still be chatting people up. You know what I mean?
It could be, yeah. I mean, I do generally prefer a game where I can just you sit down and immediately you're into it. Like, I don't like a whole lot of exposition. Like, I kind of have to be in the mood for a lot of exposition.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I sometimes I'll be like, I really don't want to talk to these people.
I mean, and this game is like, you can spend the first, like,
while
2 hours of this game in Good Springs because, and I did. I'm sure most people did for the first, like, time they play the game is right off the bat. Your quest is to talk to everybody. Well, sort of like, talk to people in town and figure out about Benny, like who he is, what happened, where he went, and talk to Victor and stuff and figure out what happened to you because you just got shot in the head and now you're here. And so Doc Mitchell says go talk with Trudy in the bar. So you go talk with her, and she says, okay, go talk to Sunny Smiles. You talk to Sunny Smiles. She's like, okay, I can teach you how to survive in the wasteland. And you're like, okay. So then you do that for a little while, do that little tutorial bit, and then she teaches you about like how crouching and aiming increases the accuracy of your weapons. And
yep. Then she teaches you how to cook.
She teaches you
how to live off the land, essentially.
Which is more important in the survival playthroughs of this game, which is kind of cool because if you play a survival run of this game,
like the survival mode, you mean?
Hardcore mode.
Hardcore mode.
Where basically survival has to be one of your tag skills because you need it
to live.
The game isn't really that hard on hardcore mode because I think I would say that the hardest part of it is the stim packs heal damage over time and the ammo has weight. But if you just play a melee character,
you have no problem with the ammo.
No problem with the ammo weight, and
it just makes it easier.
As long as you have survival skills, you'll find that food, while it may take longer to scavenge, is a lot more effective than using stim packs.
And of course, if you have your Vault 13 canteen, which was that DLC, that pre-order,
it was
whatever
a pre-order
the heck it was.
bonus. Yeah, if you have the Vault 13 canteen, you never have to worry about
never do water
drinking because your character drinks like once every in-game hour or something like that, and that keeps your H2O meter down.
And you don't even need to refill the thing. It's just always full somehow. Some Vault-Tec magic going on there. Got a purification chip.
Yeah, exactly. Take a sip from your trusty Vault 13 canteen. There we go.
Now, bringing it back to Fallout New Vegas again, if we look at the comparison between how the world is, I guess. So in this game, it's not super scripted, but it's kind of scripted. So as I mentioned before, this game doesn't have the areas in which you can just go anywhere. Like, it doesn't level to you, you level to it, sort of thing. You can't go into this quarry because you will die at level 1, like 100%, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I know you said you prefer that, but in a game like Fallout 4, where it seems to be more open and it seems to be like there's more to do wandering around, there's going to be a lot of little stories, it seems. There's going to be building the towns and blah, blah, blah. Would you still like this type of game where it's like level, like certain areas are like, you need to be level 10 to be here, level 50 to be here, like on average? Or do you like the Bethesda way?
I wouldn't call it the Bethesda way. I would call it like
the scaling
a specific games way, because in the Elder Scrolls games, you're always the chosen one. You are meant to, stop the dragon. Like, for example, Skyrim, you are the Dragonborn. You are the one who is born with dragon's blood. You are, like, destined for greatness, right? No matter what you do, you're supposed to be good at it. So that makes more sense where the world revolves around you. The world scales to you. The loot you find is for your level and that sort of thing. In Fallout, you're basically the world's bitch. Like, you're just another guy in the world who was like I like their use of special. I think it's pretty clever. Your special stats. Every NPC in this game has special stats. Some have higher totals than others. Who are you?
Hey there.
Hello. So like her, for example, she's probably got 3 strength, 5 intelligence, 6 luck, 8 perception, that sort of thing. Every character has special stats, whether you see them or not. And
but in Skyrim, no one else can dragon shout, minus a few boss-like characters, if you will.
Exactly. So like.
You build your legend in this game.
In Fallout, you're at the mercy of the world, so like it makes sense for parts of the game to be locked off to you because you have to become better to go there.
And you like this sort of satisfaction where you're like, man, I can't go to this quarry, like every time you visit or whatever because you're getting killed as you play through the game. And then eventually you get there, you have like your better weapons, your better ammo, etc. And then you're like, finally, like you get that,
and
that
then
satisfaction.
You get the satisfaction of I have progressed and now I'm
able
to go here, and like that's the satisfying part for me.
You better heal up.
Yeah, I was trying to during that fight, but I ran out of stim packs, so I need to find a bed. But
now going back actually to this game's hardcore mode, I just thought of this. In the special series, so if you guys haven't seen this yet, there's a Bethesda's been releasing the special series of videos. So every week they're done now, but every week or every other week, I forget what it was now, they did a certain like thing in the special. So one week it was strength, then perception, then endurance, and it's like a Vault-Tec, basically public service
50s,
announcement.
Yeah, 50s style propaganda stuff about your special stats.
So now there's a part in there, and I think it's the endurance one, but don't quote me on that. And it says you need to keep yourself nourished. You need to keep your body working like a good machine with food and drink.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a hardcore mode, or do you think that there's quite literally going to be you have to eat and drink in the game?
Probably hardcore mode, I would think.
You think?
Because a lot of people don't want to be bothered with that shit. And like, I'm probably going to die in this one hit right here, so I don't know what I'm going to do here, because I can't save.
Use VATS to examine the threat.
Yeah, he's gonna hit me. A lot of people didn't play this game on hardcore mode, so okay, I'm good. I'm gonna save it.
Save right there.
Yeah, I might get lucky and cripple his leg or something. So, oops. Shit. Forgot to name them Dick Butt.
Like you think that more people are playing it just for fun, like they're not playing it for the realism aspect.
Exactly. So, and like what most people do with games, right? So.
I find that the main deterrent for people to be playing a survival game or like a game with survival aspects is actually the fact that in most survival games, which a lot of them are indie games, let's be fair, a lot of survival games nowadays are indie games, the food meter and the water meter is unbelievably low. Every single time you'll nibble on something and you'll like constantly be eating. Like there's no way that you need to consume that much.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like in like Skyrim, for example, you can like eat 20 apples in one sitting.
And stuff like that, but in these survival games, like you literally need to consume that much, or else you will die. And it's sort of like in real life, there's no way that anyone would eat that many apples or die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you're constantly scavenging for food. You're constantly worrying about food. And yeah, in survival games it should be a worry, but you're not progressing in the survival game. So if they do it, I hope that it's something like you eat once a day and you're okay, because humans can live off of one meal a day. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that obviously like video game problem with it, where you suffer from the mechanics of the game, which can be, in some situations. God damn it! I don't know what I'm gonna do here.
Just keep loading.
Yeah. in some situations it's like, yeah, it's part of the game, like that's the fun. But then in other parts it can be kind of game breaking, I guess.
And annoying. Like to be fair, like I mean, if you're oh my god, if you are constantly like in need of food, it is like what's a good game or a great example is I don't know whether it. You know what? Project Zomboid is annoying. I'll just say it right now. Project Zomboid. I bought the game. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be cool. I can close curtains. I can like rip the curtains and make bandages. I can do this and that and this. And then the game just becomes this grind of it's like I remember you and I were playing and it's like all of a sudden we became like cold or sick and then and both of us became sick and then one of us would die and then we'd have to rock back and then power goes out and then you're still sick. Then you have no power. Then the water goes out and you don't have any water. And it's just like this grind of ridiculousness. Like I remember there was one time we my buddy Anthony, and I've told you this story many times. We had a good safe house. We were all set up. And we're like, okay, we're finally gonna go farming. We start farming. All of a sudden, it's like, what's this green stuff on the crops? Oh, crops got infected. Oh, there's like hardly any way to stop the crops from being infected. And then Anthony for some reason got sick, and then he lost so then he was like, oh, I'll just kill myself. I'll drink this bleach and just end up killing myself. And he ends up drinking the bleach, and he's in agonizing pain for 3 days on a bed upstairs in our safe house, dying because he didn't die from the bleach.
That's not a game. Like that's
just literally like trying to emulate life.
Simulator.
It's emulating life of somebody who has no immune system. Honestly, like it's ridiculous though. Like it's crazily difficult. I don't think you should be exploring with 1 health, by the way.
That's fine. I'll just keep saving.
But what the?
Oops.
But regardless, like I know Bethesda won't do this, or at least I 100% think they won't do this. But like I really hope they don't, because that would be absolutely ridiculous. It would just ruin it and be like, I'm not going over there. Like I'm not going to those like that statue over there. Somebody might shoot me, and then I'll get ill and get an infection, and then like you know.
Yeah,
we're
not gonna do that.
No, they're not gonna do that. No, but
I wouldn't be surprised if
we see a hardcore mode at least.
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting if. On hardcore mode, it made the game like this one, where there are parts of the game that are locked off to you because you haven't got a friggin' Ice Cube's chance in hell of surviving.
An Ice Cube. Oh, okay, never mind.
And then
I was honestly thinking the rapper, if I'm honest.
Friggin' Ice Cube. And then regular mode, sort of like Fallout 3, where the world scales to you, and you find stuff. And I mean, there is a decent amount in this game that does scale to you. I can remember playing this game and I was doing a like find all the unique weapons kind of run. Like I was sort of the
making your collection
basically. The point of the run. And when you find unique weapons in this game, it depends on the level that you are. That it's like there's different tiers of like say Rat Slayer, for example, the unique varmint rifle. There's different tiers of it. And the best one that you can find is after you're level 26 or something. So once you go into, I think it's Brockflower Cave, which is where Rat Slayer is.
Right.
You can tell I've played this game 100 times. But, so you go in there the first time. As soon as you enter it, whatever level you are, it makes the cave that level. So...
oh, that's interesting. So there are sections.
It kind of does that in Skyrim, too. Like, you'll go into a cave, and it makes the cave, no matter when you go back.
It's level 5 or whatever.
Yeah. Which I kind of liked in Oblivion more, that the caves would restock with creatures after a week, and then it would like be different ones if you were a higher level.
Right.
So there's that.